What's up, guys? This is Chris from DraftDashboard.com.
Here are my DFS picks for NFL Week 10. Millionaire Maker.
These picks apply for DraftKings and FanDuel. Before I get started, please drop a like on this video and hit that red subscribe button
And hit that bell icon
so you don't miss our new videos.
Okay guys, this is for the Millionaire Maker slate, which is the Sunday main slate at 1 p.m. Oh, and stick around to the very end of this video. After I show you all my picks in the Draft Dashboard tools, I'll show you these players in DraftKings and in FanDuel, the Millionaire Maker slates. There'll be 2 spots open that you have to fill in, but you'll have a great Millionaire Maker core. Okay guys, NFL Week 10. Let's take a look at the quarterback position. So I'm going to save some salary at the quarterback position. This guy's been playing really well this year, and he had a fantastic Week 9, and he's got a good matchup this week in a high-scoring game. So my Millionaire Maker quarterback for NFL Week 10 is Matt Ryan from the Atlanta Falcons playing the Dallas Cowboys, who have the 12th worst defense overall, or looks like the 13th worst defense overall, and they give up the 6th most fantasy points to opposing quarterbacks. Matt Ryan has averaged 20.3 fantasy points per game on the season, getting an average of 2.1 rush attempts per game. He's only going to be about 6% owned, projected at 17.6 fantasy points here in Week 10, but I think he can score 20 fantasy points or more in this one. He's $6,000 DraftKings salary, $1,300 more on FanDuel, and Vegas thinks there's going to be 54.5 points scored in this game, with the Atlanta Falcons trailing by 9. So you got a good quarterback matchup here, a super high scoring game, and a passing game script with a quarterback in Matt Ryan, who's played really well this year, averaging over 20 fantasy points per game, and he scored 32 fantasy points last week. Now, he did only score 8 fantasy points the week before that, but he scored 22 fantasy points the week before that, 25 and 29 in the previous weeks. So 4 out of his last 5 games have been fantastic, and you're going to save some salary with this pick. And there's a pass catcher I want to stack him up with that we'll get to later in this video. So I like Matt Ryan here versus the Dallas Cowboys.
Before I continue with the picks, I'm excited today because we added a new contest for everyone watching.
If you want to enter the drawing for $25 PayPal,
all you need to do is like this video, hit that subscribe button, and make a quick comment below to be entered into the drawing. We'll reply to a random comment and let you know that you won.
And we'll send you $25 PayPal.
So it's that easy, and we pick a new winner every Saturday and announce them in our video. So get your comment in now so I can add another entry for you.
Okay, let's take a look at the running back position. My Millionaire Maker running back is Najee Harris from the Pittsburgh Steelers playing the Detroit Lions, who have the 2nd worst defense overall, and they give up the 2nd most fantasy points to opposing running backs. Najee Harris has averaged 20.6 fantasy points per game on the season, getting an average of 18.8 rush attempts per game and 6.5 pass targets per game. He's on the field for 85% of the snaps. He's going to be about 20% owned, projected at 21.2 fantasy points here in Week 10. He's $7,900 DraftKings salary, $1,500 more on FanDuel. Vegas thinks there's going to be 42.5 points scored in this game, with the Steelers favored by 9.5. So Najee Harris has scored 17, 21, 25, 25, and 21 fantasy points in the last 5 games. In his last 3 games, he got 22, 26, and 24 rush attempts, and also 3, 3, and 7 pass targets in those games. So he's getting monster volume, close to 30 touches a game, and he's just got a fantastic matchup this week, and it should be a running game script as the Pittsburgh Steelers should be able to take the lead in this game. So I think he could have a ceiling game here. So I like Najee Harris here versus the Detroit Lions. Okay, let's take a look at the wide receiver position. Now, I love Keenan Allen this week. I picked him in my top DFS picks video yesterday. For my Millionaire Maker wide receiver, I'm going to go with Mike Williams from the LA Chargers playing the Minnesota Vikings, who have the 7th worst defense overall, and they give up the 6th most fantasy points to opposing wide receivers. Mike Williams has averaged 17.3 fantasy points per game on the season, getting an average of 8.3 pass targets per game. He's on the field for 75% of the snaps. He's only going to be about 6% owned, projected at 14.5 fantasy points here in week 10. He's 6,600 DraftKings salary and 300 more on FanDuel. Vegas thinks there's going to be 53 points scored in this game, with the Chargers favored by 2.5. So you got a fantastic wide receiver matchup here, a super high scoring game, and a close competitive game. And the reason that I like this pick is because Mike Williams hasn't really done all that well the past 3 games. Actually, he's done awful the past 3 games, only scoring 8, 4, and 5 fantasy points in the last 3 games off of 5, 5, and 5 pass targets. So he's underperforming his season average, underperforming his average of pass targets for the past 3 games, which has brought his salary down and his ownership down. So I think he's poised to pop here in week 10. So I like Mike Williams here versus the Minnesota Vikings.
Real quick, guys, I got great news. For a limited time, we're offering a full 30-day trial to Draft Dashboard. You can try all the tools for NFL. NBA is right around the corner. This is a great time to get in and try everything for 1 month. The tools are all about saving research time. You can see the last 3 games, the fantasy points per game, the targets they got per game, so you can see how involved they are in the offense, the rushes they got per game. Seeing all this stuff on one screen helps you save time and make better picks. Oh, and if you're tired of doing research every day, we just added a cheat sheet that shows hand-picked plays for the slate. No confusing stat lines, no headaches, just a simple cheat sheet that shows the absolute best players for your lineups. Okay, moving on to the tight end position, my Millionaire Maker tight end is Kyle Pitts from the Atlanta Falcons playing the Dallas Cowboys, who have the 12th worst defense overall, and they give up the 9th most fantasy points to opposing tight ends. Kyle Pitts has averaged 12.8 fantasy points per game on the season, getting an average of 7.1 pass targets per game. He's on the field for 74% of the snaps. He's going to be about 12% owned, projected at 13.8 fantasy points here in week 10. He's 5,800 DraftKings salary, 1,100 more on FanDuel. Vegas thinks there's going to be 54.5 points scored in this game, with the Falcons trailing by 9. So he's got a good tight end matchup here, and I think he makes a nice stack with Matt Ryan, a low salary stack between those two. And Kyle Pitts has also underperformed his season average the past couple of games, only scoring 9 and 3 fantasy points in the last 2 games off of 7 and 6 pass targets. But this guy can put up monster numbers. He scored 26 and 30 fantasy points the 2 games before that. So I'm expecting him to have a ceiling game here. I think he's going to get double-digit pass targets. So I like Kyle Pitts here versus the Dallas Cowboys. If you want to try all these daily fantasy tools for yourself, click the link in the description below this video or just go to draftdashboard.com. You can use our DFS lineup optimizer to build quality lineups using our picks and your own custom player pool. Click the link in the description below this video and try all these daily fantasy tools right now. Thanks so much for watching. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel and hit that bell icon so you can get instant updates whenever we post a new video.
You've unlocked the bonus content. Okay guys, here we are in the DraftKings lineup optimizer. Over here on Draft Dashboard, we have our Millionaire Maker core locked in here, and we've generated a lineup. So let's see who we got. We got Matt Ryan, Najee Harris, Melvin Gordon, Mike Williams, Adam Thielen, Jacoby Myers, Kyle Pitts, Jamal Agnew, and the Panthers defense. So I love this lineup. I think Adam Thielen has been a little undervalued this season. He's been producing pretty well, and he's got some pretty big upside, scoring 20 and 33 fantasy points just 2 and 3 games ago. He scored 8.6 fantasy points last week, but he seems to always be productive. The guy's on the field for almost like 90% of the snaps. So I like Adam Thielen at only $6,700 DraftKings salary. And Melvin Gordon is coming alive, scoring 17.5 fantasy points last week, 20.2 fantasy points the week before that, at only $5,300 DraftKings salary to give your lineup some salary relief. And Jacoby Myers, he's got some upside. He's been struggling a little bit lately, had a bad game last game, but I think he's ready to pop. And he's only $4,800 DraftKings salary. And then Jamal Agnew, he's been playing pretty well, and he's only $4,500 DraftKings salary. So with all these studs in our lineup, Najee Harris and Kyle Pitts, a stud tight end, and Mike Williams, a stud wide receiver, we got to save our salary someplace. So I think those are pretty good salary savers. So I like this lineup. So I'm going to save it so I can optimize it later if anything changes. Okay, now here we are in the FanDuel lineup optimizer. Over here on Draft Dashboard, we have our Millionaire Maker core locked in, and we've generated a lineup. So let's see who we got. We got Matt Ryan, Najee Harris, Melvin Gordon, Mike Williams, Devonta Smith, Cole Beasley, Kyle Pitts, Christian Kirk, and the Seahawks defense. So I like this lineup. Cole Beasley's been lighting it up. Christian Kirk's been playing well. And we got the Seahawks defense here. And we got a 2% owned Melvin Gordon. So I think that's pretty good ownership here for pretty low ownership here for Melvin Gordon. He's kind of going under the radar. So I think he's a good Millionaire Maker play. So I like this lineup. So I'm going to save it so I can optimize it later.
Thank you so much for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed this video, please smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Oh, and please comment below with your favorite player for this NFL slate. I love to hear what you guys have to think. Thanks again, and good luck.